Hi guys, welcome to another Buzzin walkabout here on Buzzin Pattaya. And today, as you can see behind me, I'm up here on Sukhumvit Road, and I'm on the junction of Sukhumvit Road and South Pattaya Road, known as Pattaya Tai. Today's video, now what I want to do is go through a few little hidden gems that are laws here that you may or may not know about. Some of them I think you'll know, but there might be a few on here that you're not 100% aware of, and that if the chances of that happening came up and you were caught, well, you could actually land yourself up in hot water, ironically as that may sound. And I'm starting at the top of Pattaya Tai, South Pattaya Road, for a reason. One, I'm going to head over there and we're going to show you what it's like with all these kamikaze drivers. I'm going to talk to you about hiring vehicles, etc. But also there's a law here about driving that I think probably 95% of you would not know about, and if you were stopped, you could get done for this. All right, so before we get into that, what I do, gotta love these trucks, don't you? They ride and they drive as loud as they can. It's like, look at me, I've got a small penis. Anyway, so I just want to say a few shout outs and welcome to our new members to the channel. I'd like to welcome Mike, Pete W, The Hard Grind, Jet Malone, Devil of a Red, PTMD, Ulf Nielsen, Graham Day, The Running Falang, and Dave Maris. Guys, thank you so much for joining the channel. Thank you for subscribing, and please remember, send me an email 247pattaya@gmail.com, and I in turn will send you back your digital member's ID card. And when things return to normal, goodness knows when that'll be, but hopefully not too many months away, you can go and claim your discounts in these various places. All right guys, so I'm going to spin the camera around. I'm going to put my mask on. You've got to wear your mask here now. If you don't wear a mask, which is mandatory, you get fined 6,000 baht for the first time, 12,000 baht for the second time, and 20,000 baht for the third time. So I'm going to put my mask on. Hopefully you'll still be able to hear me, and if it is a little bit muffled because of the microphone and the mic, I do apologise, but guys, you know the reasons why. All right, so I want to head up there to the junction, just show you these crazy drivers here, because it really is, it's like wacky races. So I want to show you this, and we're going to walk down South Pattaya or Pattaya Tai Road, and I'm going to show you a few things there you may or may not be aware of, and just talk to you about some really interesting laws here that you should know about, just in case. All right guys, let's head up there, and I just want to show you these lunatics behind the wheel and on and steering the motorbikes, and tell you about a law you may not know about. So let's go take a look. Okay guys, so here we go. Now, one of the rules that you may, or one of the laws, sorry, should I say, that you may or may not be aware of is when you're driving a vehicle, did you know that it is against the law here in Thailand to drive a vehicle without a shirt? Did you know that? So if, for instance, you're driving a vehicle and it's hot and you think, do you know what, I'm just going to take my shirt off and just drive home. If you were stopped, believe it or not, it is actually against the law in the statutory laws that are displayed on the websites. It is against the law to ride a vehicle, to drive a vehicle without a shirt on. Now, how many of you guys and girls knew about that? Because I've never seen anyone stopped and arrested for it, but you know, you never say never, because you know, unfortunately, if you catch someone on a bad mood, then they are able to do that for you and take your money. So be very aware. And you know, while we're just stood here looking at the traffic piling past, one thing I would say, guys, and I say this to you many times, please be very careful if you hire a motorbike out here or a car. You know, the riders here, I mean, look, you know, these guys are jumping, they're jumping the lights, they don't really care. It really is mad. You know, look, no helmets. There's all kinds of things that you've got to think about here, and I'll leave you with that thought while we walk down. We're going to head down the road now. But I say, you know, with regards to renting a motorbike or hiring a car, you know, please, 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 I can't stress this enough. Just be really very careful when you are riding. Expect everything of the unexpected, because it's going to happen. And please, if you can get away with it, then don't hire one. You know, right in front of me here, look, the Song Tao, the BART bus. A BART bus is like 10 baht. And they run around all the different main roads. They go down Beach Road, etc. You know, if you can, use the BART bus, maybe hire a motorbike taxi. You know, there's lots of options to avoid you having to use your own method of transport, because it can be, and quite often is, very, very dangerous here, and I wouldn't recommend it. One of the things about the BART buses is some of them, as you can see in front of me now, they wait and wait and wait. They wait and wait and wait until they fill up. And obviously, places like here, for instance, this road doesn't get very busy with foot traffic, so you could end up waiting a long time. Okay, so we're heading down South Pattaya Road, Pattaya Tai. And there are a few little things I want to show you while we're walking down here. This road's gone under huge improvements. You can see here, let's spin the camera there. See the quality of the road now? It really is miles better than it used to be. I wouldn't say the same with a footpath. I'm sure if I don't look where I'm going, I'll probably break me ankles. But yeah, they've done a lot of work. And in true Thai style, I was told this, that what they do is they dig everything up from the beginning of the contract start point to the far end of the contract finish point. And the reason they do that is it's less likely, if they don't keep in time and everything with the contract, it's less likely that they'll be booted out, because the new contractor has to pick up all this mess. So as you can see here, the contract is to replace the pavement, and they're not done a very good job so far, because obviously you can't walk on it. Alright, so let's head further down. And incidentally, up here, not now but in a bit, you're going to see the biggest 7-Eleven that we have in the whole of Pattaya, and it really is quite impressive. Alright, so we spoke about driving the vehicle with no shirt on. Another one that you should be aware of is, by law, you should have your passport on you. Now, this is a bit of a grey area, and I know those of you that are watching the channel that have been around the block a few times will say, well, hang on, that's not quite true. What the law states is that you should have your passport on you at all times. But having said that, you can get away with a copy, and that's what I would suggest you do, is take a copy of your passport. And a lot of these photocopying shops, they will happily reduce the size down to that of a credit card. And as long as you've got that on you, if at any given time you are stopped, you are in the right to show them that copy and avoid any possible fines. But by law, you should have a copy of your passport with you at all times. So just bear that in mind, something to be aware of. And as we come down here, you're going to see some Thai barbecue places, some live music. Obviously right now it's closed, but you may find, especially if you've been out in LK or some other area, and you've met a newfound friend for the evening, you may well find yourself ending up here, as they do like to come up here and party. And one thing about these places, if you do get dragged up, remember, you are going to be expected to foot the bill. It's perhaps wrong that they expect you to do that, but it is what it is, and that's the way it is. So be prepared. Look at this old lady, bless her. Up and down, up and down. Sawadee krap. Oh, any wrong, Machawe? Bless her. So hot today, and she's walking around pushing that ice cream cart up and down. And at her age, she's probably about 50, 60 there. Incredible. Okay, so remember, so passport with you at all times. and keep yourself out of trouble, but get a copy. Now over here, do you remember I did the interview with Jack Levy, McAllen Insurance Company? There they are, the white sign there. Now if you're not sure about the interview, please check back about insurance. He takes care of all the health insurance that you need here. Very, very knowledgeable man, been here a long time, and has an extremely very, very good reputation, and I can highly recommend him. How sad is this? Look, poor person. And do you remember Nadia and Brian? There you go. I missed that. Damn. Talking about driving. Let's see. Look, she's pulled out. Now she's trying to go backwards into cars. Absolutely clueless. Going back to that homeless man then. Brian and Nadia from Nadia's Kitchen. Do you remember? They go off out and they hand out meals to these homeless people, which is fantastic. You know, it really is. It's so sad to see, and it's also very comforting to know there are people out here that do their very best to help these people. They do a lot more than the authorities. Now remember I said to you about these barbecue places, live music. If you do get taken to one of these and you are presented with the bill, which is highly likely, please, for the sake of your evening, just accept it and pay it. If you don't and you kick off, or you say to the newfound love of your life, I'm not paying for your friends, she will be mortified. Not because you're not paying it, but more because she would have lost face. And we all know Thai people do not like losing face. So if you do get, oh, we go eat barbecue or we go party, all I'm going to say to you guys is just be very, very aware that the bill will 99% of the time come to you. So just be aware. Okay, so we've done the driving, we've done the passport. This one's very easy, and we'll skip through this. Drugs. Guys, if you participate in any illegal substance here, at very best, you are looking at a fine. At worst, you could be looking at a whole world of crap coming your way. You could be imprisoned, you could even face a jail term of many, many years. And if you're involved in it in a large scale, you could face the death penalty. Guys, with that, just stay away. All right, so remember I said to you about the biggest 7-Eleven here? Look at that bad boy. How impressive is this? It's the shape of a boat, as you can see. Pretty obvious that really, wasn't it? I don't know why I said that. And upstairs, you see the glass part up the top there? That's a dining area. You can go up there, sit down and have a coffee and food. And downstairs is your mandatory normal 7-Eleven. But how cool does that look? To give them fairness, done a great job there. So there you go. You've seen the elite of the 7-Eleven. It's located on South Pattaya Road, Pattaya Tai, and it's up the top end near Sukhumvit. So there we are. These guys looking for their taxi. Buddy cab, somebody cab. So nice, you know. The thing I love about Thai people is they're so friendly. They always say hello, always smiling, just lovely people. So yeah, so going back to the drugs, you know, also, and I'll say it how it is, if you do like a little dabble, just remember, out here, there are a lot of people out here that work for the old bill, are undercover, and are stooges. And they will offer you a little lift, a little pick you up, and the minute you exchange money, you will be surrounded by the police and they will nick you. Now, listen, each to their own. I'm not preaching to you what you should or shouldn't do, but what I am saying to you is, if someone does get a bit friendly with you and offer you some evenings entertainment enhancement or whatever you want to call it, be very wary that that person that may be trying to so-called help you out is stitching you up. So, you know, like I say, guys, if there's anything I say to you, for however long you're out here, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, whatever, leave it alone, guys. It really, really isn't worth the grief that's going to come your way. Okay, so we're about a third of the way down now, and the next one I want to talk to you about is something that's very easily overlooked and is extremely dangerous in terms of the penalties that can come your way if you do fall foul of this law. And it's a very easy one. Yeah, you undertake me, mate, that's good, well done. It's a very simple law, and that is, do not, under any circumstances, disrespect the royal family. And again, my advice to you would be, if that is a conversation that starts to happen in front of you, I would walk away. I would just simply not get involved. Don't talk about the royal family. Leave that subject well alone, because the one thing that you will get yourself in the hot water with straight away, instantly, is if there is showing any disrespect. No matter how you feel, any disrespect to the royal family whatsoever, you're going to get yourself in trouble. And here's an example of something that you would do, and I have done, and I was fined without thinking. I made mention a while back in another video. I was in Bangkok, and I'd drawn some money out the ATM, and I opened my wallet to start sorting out my notes and put them in order. I'm a bit gay like that. I like the thousands, the 500, 100s, 20s, etc, etc. So I opened my wallet, and as I pulled the money out to sort it out, a 20 baht fell on the floor, and natural instinct was just to stand on it to stop it blowing away, because it was quite a windy day and I was on the Sukhumvit Road in Bangkok. Unbeknown to me, there was a policeman directing traffic who saw what I did. Oh my lord, he went off his rocker at me, blowing his whistle, screaming and screaming, running over to me, and absolutely went mental. What I'd done was trodden on the king's head, which is on the note. And like I say, this guy went off his rocker at me. I got 1,000 baht fine, and he was in my face, really, really not happy at all. So a suggestion, guys, if you do find that any money falls out your wallet, quickly bend down and pick it up. Do not tread on it, because that is classed as disrespectful to the royal family, to the king. And I tell you, whew, getting some hot water. Look at that place there, look. How beautiful is that? Very nice. It's a lovely day today. It's really hot, really nice. And if you are long-term living here, or you're buying a property, come down to see these kind of places. It's amazing what you can buy. There's some great deals. Wardrobes, beds, chairs, sun lounges, tables, you name it, they've got it. And a lot of it is just the same quality you would find in a lot of these modern day shops, but at a fraction of the price. So I would recommend these places. Okay, so I'm trying to get run over. Actually, let's go back up here on the path. Here we go. Oh no, there is no path. Damn. Okay, so we've covered a few things now, so let's cover the visas. Now, if you're uncertain about your visas and you need any help, highly recommend Manirat Visa Company on Soi 13-2, which is just off 2nd Road in the city centre. And if you're staying here long term and you maybe want to go and get some more advice, you could go and see Darren in Key Visa. Another exceptionally experienced man, has a huge knowledge of visas, and will definitely be able to help you out. So there's two places. Manirat Visa, I think outside it says it's a travel company, but they are a very experienced visa. I use them a lot. And also, oh dear, what's that noise? Oh, here we go. And also Darren at Key Visa, very, very knowledgeable. But the one thing I'll say about visa which can get you in trouble is the dreaded word overstay. And you know, it's very easy to do. You might be carried away in the moment, forget to renew your visa, and you think, oh, I'll be all right, I'll wing it. The trouble with winging it is eventually you are going to fly home, or you eventually have to go and do your visa, and you will get yourself fined. It's cheaper to go to the airport, believe it or not, because if you get stuck by immigration and they catch hold of you, it is a lot more expensive. If you go to the airport and they say, oh, your visa expires. Oh, really? I didn't know that, I'm so sorry. And they'll give you a mandatory fine. Get stopped by immigration, well, I'll leave you to imagine the consequences of that. So yeah, be very careful about visas, keep on top of them, and for goodness sake, whatever you do, try not to let them expire. And you know, I've walked down this road now from the top all the way down, and this is what I'm saying about contractors that just dig the pathway up. Look at it. You know, South Pattaya Road is a fair stretch, and they're not even going to touch this for weeks. Weeks and weeks and weeks. They're not even going to touch this. And what they'll do, as I said earlier, is they'll dig it up, you know, both sides as well. I'm going to walk back up here in a minute. It's not even giving me a fighting chance. But yeah, they dig up all the pathway on the hope that if they don't adhere to the contract, they won't get the boot. Anywhere else in the world, I think they do section by section. But here, nah. Let's do the whole lot in one go, and then we'll just start from the top end and work our way down to the bottom end. Doesn't matter how long we take, and if we run over time. All right, so now a question I'm going to go through now, which I will, yeah, let's get down here, which I will cover in Wednesday's Q&A, tomorrow's Q&A. I was asked about taking photos and using a drone outside. It's a really good question. I won't go into it on this chat. I'll do that tomorrow, because there are certain things you need to be aware of, and it's not quite as straightforward as maybe you think. And if you don't take the required action in the relevant places you're taking the photography or trying to use your drone, again, you can find yourself on the opposite side of the law and in hot water. So I will cover that tomorrow. Now, if you're not sure where I am, I'm almost now down to 3rd Road. I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to spin around and walk back up. But if you was to carry on and go down to the traffic lights here, which we'll go to, and then head over, then that would take you down towards the Tukkom, the electrical superstore we have here, which is incredible. It's worth walking around, even if you're not interested in buying anything, because if you do, chances are you'll come out with something. It's one of those places. Okay, so down this pathway. Now, another thing that I want to talk to you about, which again, you know, be very wary of, is gambling. Just be very wary of gambling, particularly if you're a new person here. You may have found yourself some newfound company, and they may suggest, oh, my friend around the corner has a little bar tucked away in the middle of nowhere, and we go drink there. And you go and have a drink, and then they're playing cards or gambling with dice, whatever, and you join in. I know the chances of it happening and you getting stopped is probably very little, but let me tell you now, you get caught, you are in a world of trouble. So I would refrain, even and if I was in your shoes and I went to something like that, I would say, listen, I'm going, I'm not staying here, and I would leave. Because you know as well as I know, if you're caught there, you can say whatever you want. I wasn't playing, nothing to do with me. Irrelevant. You're going to get done for it, and they will do you. Now, let's just walk down here. I'll give you a focal point so you know where we are. And we'll head back up, and I've got a few more laws that you need to be aware of that you may or may not be aware of. All right, so here we are. We're at the crossroads. There you go. That leads you over to Pratamnak. That leads you down into the city centre, and that is 3rd Road. And we're going to head back up the way we came. I'll cross over, take my life into my hands. There we go. Let's get across. God damn. And in true fashion, I'll walk on the pavement. Oh no, I can't do that because they've dug it up. Mad. All right, so let's keep going. Now, smoking. Yes, I know a lot of you like to smoke, but just be very wary because a lot of places here are designated no smoking areas, and particularly some of the beaches. Now, I'm sure, let's try going up here. I'm sure that, you know, you've all sat down and had a cigarette in some of these areas without any problems whatsoever. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying to you is be very careful, because if the powers that be come down and wander around the beach, if they do, you are liable for a fine, because the smoking is prohibited on certain beaches and certain areas. I'm not 100% sure which ones, because obviously I don't smoke, so I don't really pay much attention. But what I will say is have a look. There are many signs dotted around that will indicate to you if you can or you cannot smoke. So guys, just be very wary of that. Okay, so I've gone through quite a few. So the last one I want to talk to you about, and this one I've deliberately left till last because it's probably the most comical, and that is, did you know it is against Thai law to go commando and to not wear any underwear? Did you know that? Now, I would hasten to guess that most of you didn't know that, but it is in fact a law. If you are caught without wearing any underwear, then you're in a bit of trouble because they will fine you. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, what's the policeman going to do? Walk up and say, excuse me, sir, can you just drop your trousers? I want to see if you're wearing any pants. Granted, that's not going to happen. But remember I spoke about motorbikes and about hiring a motorbike? Well, let's just say you hire a motorbike. Let's just say you're unfortunate enough to have an accident. And let's just say you decided to go commando. Well, when you get to the hospital and they decide to take your trousers down, because let's say you might have a cut on your leg, and there you are with your tackle hanging out, you're going to get a fine. And they do it, I guess, because maybe nurses and people like that don't want to see you John Thomas, but they will fine you. So I've left that one till last because I think it's the most comical one, if I'm being honest. But it is the law, and you will get caught for it. I just want to show you, remember I showed you that place when I walked down? There you go, look at that nice lake. Looks quite nice, to be fair. Called the Pattaya Resort. All right, beautiful day today, beautiful. Not really ideal for wearing a mask because it's quite stifling, but hey, I don't make the rules, I have to adhere to them. And up here in a bit we'll get to Soi 16, and Soi 16, if you're not sure, is the soi that leads you down to Babylon and Miami. And Babylon is a gentleman's club. It's the same owners as the owners that own the owners that own Golden Time in Soi Buakhao. The owner's called Julian. Really nice lad, really, really nice lad. Got a lot of girls, it's a lot of fun. And if you do go to either Babylon or Golden Time when they reopen, I assure you, you'll have a good time. All right, so, and that's Soi 16 there. that soy leads you down. Now I need to get across before I get run over. Okay. Whew. I went out this morning with my friend Adrian. He's got a YouTube channel called AD's Asian Kitchen, and we did 50k on our bikes today, and I'm really enjoying the motorcycling. I'm really enjoying the bike and the bicycle. It's a good way of keeping fit, occupies your mind, keeps you a bit healthy, and in all honesty, if you are staying here long term, highly recommend doing something. It may not be cycling, it might be going to the gym, maybe a walk along the beach, you know, whatever it is, keep yourself active, guys, because I can tell you it's so easy just to be complacent and laze around and do nothing and think, oh, it's okay. And also if you're here short term, you know, if you're here for a month, 2 months, it's easy when you're out every night drinking, partying hard. It does take its toll. So let's get past this guy. No idea what he's doing there. But it does take its toll. So make sure to try and keep yourself physically fit, or if nothing else, try and stay away from the doldrums of having a beer, going to bed, waking up, eating food, back out on the lash, because it will take its toll on you. Oh, look at that bike, there you go. There's a huge motorcycle, a lot of groups out here, motorcycle groups, and you can hire some of these big bikes. I believe it's Soy 13, I think it's 13.1, Soy 13.1 or Soy 13.2, down on Beach Road, near where Manirat Visa Company is. And if you go down there, you can hire a big bike if that's your thing. But I will refer you back to the beginning of this video when I said to you, try and stay away. Oops, sorry, I got a stone in my shoe. Try and stay away from renting bikes. Particularly the big bikes. It's very dangerous. You don't appreciate how lucky you are when you're riding a bike back home than when you come here and you realise just how dangerous and how treacherous these roads are, especially because they come from all directions. And I'm sure during this video you've probably seen a bit of a few examples of questionable driving, but it does happen. And the trouble is, being a foreigner here, well, you've already stacked the odds against you before you've even started. Okay, so we're not a million miles away from the top now. Hopefully you've enjoyed this walk. It always amazes me when I watch the Thai people, big hats, jumpers, long sleeves, jeans. They've got to be dripping wet with sweat. They really have. And I understand that they don't want to get the sun on them. I appreciate all that. But nevertheless, it's got to be so hot working in them conditions. And I mean, now it must be what, 28, 30 degrees, something like that, maybe a bit more. There's our lovely 7-Eleven in all its glory. Look at that. What a concept. Okay. Tell you what, walking around don't half keep me fit. Don't forget, while I'm just walking, so tomorrow's our Q&A. Got some good questions on there I'm going to run through. Thursday morning is our 5 a.m. live stream. Now, I do the Sunday evening one at 5 p.m. Bangkok time, but I did the one in the morning last week at 5 a.m. simply to give people in different time zones an opportunity to join in. And it went really, really well. So Thursday this week, 5 a.m. Bangkok time, if you are free and you want to join in, please feel free to join me. Friday is part 2 of my interview with John from the cave. Really nice lad. Saturday I'm going to have a walkabout, probably going to go out in the evening and just see what isn't happening, just to give you some first-hand experience, and you can see for yourself the current lockdown, what the impact it's had. So many places now are just completely shut down, and the places are like ghost towns. Awful. And I mentioned on Sunday's live chat just gone, you know, they've got the vaccine approved, the AstraZeneca vaccine. So that's been approved, which is great news, but they're not going to release it until the 1st of June. So already this month is written off. So 1st of June they're going to start, apparently. And if it takes them 2 or 3 months to administer the vaccines, I guess the question has to be, when are they going to reopen? When are they going to permit people to walk around? I know they've introduced the quarantine now. It was 10 days, now back up to 14. So all the indications point towards this lockdown being a long term, not a short term. And I think last time it was 3 months. And truthfully, I don't know how many businesses now could sustain another 3 months. You know, that's effectively locked them down for 6 months out of the last 15. And that's a huge impact on any business, irrespective of how much money they may or may not have. There you go. Yeah, irrespective of how much money they may or may not have saved up, to lose an income for 6 months of a period that we've been through is just fierce. And just to reiterate again, there you go, that is McKellen Insurance, where Jack Levy works, or owns should I say. And pop in, go and see him, and he'll take good care of you. Okay, so up in the distance there you can see the Sukhumvit Road, so we're nearly done. And so Saturday I'm going to go out, have a wander around, show you what is not happening. And once I've done that, Sunday, as always, 5 p.m. is going to be our live chat. And it's really good because I've got to be honest with you, when I first started the live chat I was very skeptical, didn't really want to do it, thought, not really going to be all that, is it? But I love it. The interaction, the comments, it really is like unbelievable. For the first one, I think we had 600 people plus on the channel. And the week that's just gone, the Sunday just gone, I think we had 496, I believe. Incredible, incredible. And incidentally, before we get to the close here, as you see there, big C on the right, the big green C, green ball with the red C there. If you haven't been to a big C, it's kind of like an all-in-one superstore. They've got everything in there, huge food section, and the food selection in there is incredible. Really have a very, very comprehensive range of food available. Everything you could pretty much want. There's a large electrical floor where all your TVs and phones and all that kind of stuff. Home furnishings and beddings and all that sort of stuff. Clothes. And downstairs there's also a lot of kiosks and shops, so you can do a bit of shopping, as well as many restaurants. So if nothing else, maybe just an experience, have a look in the Big C. They're dotted all around and they all follow the same format, so you know what to expect. But have a look around, and you never know, you might come out with a billy bargain. I hate walking in there with my missus. The minute I go in, I know I'm coming out with 2 carrier bags minimum. And I don't even go in for anything. She says, oh, can we just have a look? And let's face it, lads, we all know that when the missus says, can I just have a look? You know what that really means. All right, so as you can see, like I said to you at the early stage, they've dug the whole pathway up, both sides, from the very beginning to the very end. And they do this purely to try and secure the contract, so that if they were to overrun, it's far easier just to give the existing contractor a bit more time to complete than it is to get someone to look at all this and say, well, where do I start? Have they done this? Have they done that? Etc, etc. Okay, so when we get up to the top here, I'll just spin the camera around and we'll finish off. All right, guys, so there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed the walk up and down South Pattaya Road, Pattaya Tai, and I'm hoping you found some of those laws interesting. Certainly the driving with no shirt and not wearing any underpants may have caught you out if you didn't know about those already. So hopefully, if nothing else, that's enlightened you on a few things there. All right, guys, so that's it for me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. As always, please remember, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I bring out a new video. Please check out our members area, join up our members area, and I'm in the process of speaking to lots of businesses here in the Pattaya City area. Also, we'll head over to Jomtien and to Prattanak, etc., and try and negotiate some discounts for you guys that are currently members. And also join our Telegram group. We've got loads and loads of people on there. It's a really active and fun group, and lots of like-minded people just like yourself, all with a love of this wonderful city that we live in. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and please, as always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.